All right, I'm having a little bit of trouble getting started, getting into the feeling of doing this thing. I put it off a while, and it's hard to know. My brother Robert died exactly 1 month and 1 day before today. It was very upsetting, it's a sudden death. And I had this dream sometime, maybe 2 weeks ago. And like I said, I've been having a trouble getting ready to do it. Somehow it seems like a very difficult thing to deal with. And yet, on the other hand, if I don't deal with it now, the more distant the memory gets, maybe the less productive it'll be to deal with it. I've been having a feeling that I owe my brother somehow or other, or I'd like at least, for my brother's sake, to somehow document his life through documenting his death, you might say. He didn't leave much of a legacy, a few pictures, a life of Sturm und Drang, you might say, a life of turmoil, confusion. Beginning, he got off to a nice start, but then got involved with amphetamines in the 60s, 70s. And from then on, it's been a very slow, painful, gradual self-destruction process that ended a month ago. Well, ironically, the ending was not what he planned, it just happened. We got an infection in a nursing home and just died within a few hours. They call it septic shock. Well, maybe I'll deal more with that death experience as I go along here. Anyway, so here's a dream. So I see, somehow or other, I see my mother, who also died. She died about 3 years ago, practically on the same day in the year, in August. I see my brother and my mother having a lively conversation in the living room. But what's amazing is that the living room is from our house in Long Beach, where we grew up, Long Beach, New York. Red brick house, two-family house with a tenant downstairs, and my father bought the house. And we had the living room, there's a piano. That's one thing I see in the dream, is a piano. And I have a vague impression that the walls are greenish. And that also associates to way back when I was a little teenage, a little baby. I somehow vaguely remember green walls in an apartment that we lived in when I was first crawling around in the world. In Forest Hills, New York, Queens, New York City. Somehow I vaguely remember greenish walls there. But again, I might be wrong about that. Anyway, so there's this image of the living room. And I see, mostly I hear my brother's voice, nice and loud, and I look over there and I see, which doesn't make any sense either, he's standing on, I should talk first person when I do dream work. So Robert, I see you standing over there, on your legs, not like a cripple like you were the last few years of your life, but here you are, looking basically in the prime of your life. Maybe you might have been 20 years old, maybe 30 years old, maybe 15 years old, I don't know. But you look totally healthy and you're having a lively conversation. Your voice is nice and loud and clear, although I can't make out what you're saying. And you and Mother are having a conversation. You're both standing there. You're kind of on the right corner. As I see you, you're on stage right. And, well, I'm audience right. You're on the right, okay? I see you on the right. And Mother is there to the right of the piano, which is in the center, and the piano is a low upright, nothing special. We weren't rich, so it's just an ordinary old piano. And the apartment has usual furniture, used to have overstuffed furniture, a green, I remember there's a greenish rug, I think. I think we had a greenish rug. Maybe a darker green rug. Maybe that's it. There was somehow a lot of green in the picture. So I see Robert, and at the same time I'm looking at this image, I know, or I've been previously maybe in the same night, I've been thinking about the fact that my brother is dead and how painful that was. And all of a sudden I see him with mother, two of them that are dead, both alive. And it's a dream, of course, so I don't know it's just a dream, but I'm actually thinking it's reality. And I say to Robert, Robert, is that you? Let's see, what did I say? I said, use his name. And I said, am I dreaming? I remember in the dream I wrote down, am I dreaming? Robert, is that you? So I say it again. I'm imagining now if I could see him there. Robert, is that you? Robert! Robert! Somehow I don't talk to Mother. I just address myself to Robert. And I'm amazed that he's standing there, totally healthy, alive, because I've just been thinking about how sad it is that he's flat on his back, dying. I was there 7 hours watching him die when he was unconscious. And the next thing I saw, Robert, I just saw you lying in the hospital there for 7 hours. Don't you remember? I was standing there, standing by your side, holding your hand and singing songs to you from your past and kissing you on your forehead and all of that wonderful communication we had as you were dying, although I don't know how much of it you remember, you experienced. But here I am now, looking at you, you're totally alive. But another amazing thing about this dream is you're totally ignoring me. It's like you and Mother, and this is the association I have when I think about this dream, it's like you and Mother are in another world. I'm saying, Robert, is that you? What do I say? Is it you? Am I dreaming? Is this a dream? What's going on here? And somehow there's no response. It's like you two are in heaven or something. Well, I know Mother always had this beautiful poem that Mother left. I found in Mother's leftover documents. It's called "To Those I Love and Those Who Love Me. When I am gone, release me, let me go. I have so many things to see and do. You mustn't tie yourself to me with tears. Be happy that we had so many years. I gave you my love. You could only guess how much you gave me in happiness. I thank you for the love you each have shown, but now it's time I traveled on alone. So grieve a while for me if grieve you must. Then let your grief be comforted by trust. It's only for a while that we must part, so bless the memories within your heart. I won't be far away, for life goes on. So if you need me, call and I will come. Though you can't see me, though you can't see or touch me, I'll be near. And if you listen with your heart, you'll hear all of my love around you, soft and clear. And then, when you must come this way alone, I'll greet you with a smile and welcome home. And it's signed Author Unknown. So I know that Mother has this feeling about Robert and me and all of us. And I know Robert, I know you lived for 35 years of your life, the last 35 years of your life, from age 30 approximately to age 68 when you died. You were very close to Mother all the time. You were living with Mother basically most of the time, either living there or communicating with her, or very close. And with Father also, till he died in 1990, I think. So, now as you're with her, it's perfectly natural that the two of you should be together, and I have the association, well, they must be in heaven. If they don't hear me, they must be in heaven and I must be down here. You must be in heaven and I'm down here. Or, if I get philosophical, the world of pure platonic ideas, the pure idea of pure love, maybe that's it. pure love, because the two of you had such an intense relationship, maybe too intense, I don't know. So there you are together, and I'm in a different world, and you're dead and I'm alive, or maybe you're alive. I mean, I'm the deader one, from my point of view here, trying to fathom what's going on there in your world. Although I'm not particularly religious in that sense, that I'm looking and seeing heavens and fairies all over the place. Okay, that's the dream. That's the original dream. So I did the first part of the dream work already by telling it in the present tense. So now, how do we do dream work with a dream like this? First, probably wise to be here and now, in touch with myself. I'm sitting here in my little apartment, my little studio, in Yishuv Adam, settlement Adam, right outside of northern Jerusalem, and it's September 17th, and there's a little bit of apprehension around this part of town with what's his name, PLO planning to do the big theatrical performance in the UN on the 23rd, which is another week from now. And nobody knows what's going to happen. They call it the reserves, all that stuff. So that's part of the here and now situation here in Israel. And I'm sitting here feeling pretty healthy. And it's been a very painful experience dealing with my brother's death. So how do I start to work on this dream? What's the best image to work on?